Okay. Vinita madam has explained the poem very nicely. She has also explained how to write or what are the difficulties you will face and how to resolve their difficulties. Okay. So after attending such a nice poem, Kitabe. Okay. Now Kitabe means books. Okay. And books are related to our system education. Okay, so we are a part of it and we have to be actually because without books no one can means students can't study or even the teacher can't explain. So kitabe teacher has explained very nicely. Hope you all have enjoyed. Okay, now let us start with our maths 2. Now in the previous lecture we have completed our fourth chapter, that is the construction of triangles. I hope that that chapter is cleared and you have solved the example which are given in your textbook. Okay, now we'll go to our next topic. Now the next topic is quadrilateral. Okay, quadrilateral, if you are having your textbook with you, as you know that for maths you need a textbook and a notebook. So quadrilateral, it is given on page number 57. Now first of all, see, as you begin with this ninth standard, this academic ninth standard, so you have started with the basic concepts in geometry. That is, what is a line, what is a point, what is a line segment, ray, plane, and all. After moving to the second chapter, we have seen parallel lines. Okay, that means we are going one step ahead. After that, triangles. So after parallel lines, you understood the concept of the triangle. After triangle, we have seen construction of triangles. Means what? All the topics, they are interrelated to each other. Interrelated to each other. It is not like that uh, I have studied the first chapter, so it was the first chapter, and what is the use of that in the next chapter? No. Maths, it is a subject in that every topic it is interrelated to each other. Okay, now today we are going to study about the quadrilateral. Now quadrilateral, let us know what is a quadrilateral first of all. Okay, so just I will share a screen and I will explain few concept to you so that that topic, the basic things of that topic will be clear to you all. And if you have any doubt, you can put it in your chat box. Okay, now first of all, as you know, quadrilaterals. Okay, now quadrilateral means what? Here I have written the definition: any four-sided closed geometrical figure is called a quadrilateral. Now here the very important word, it is what? Four-sided closed. Now you know that triangle, tri means what? Three. So triangle, a geometrical figure, a closed geometrical figure of three angles forming a three. Tri means what? Three, and angle, three angle. So same here, quadrilateral. Quad means what? Four. Quad means what? Four. As you know, uh, in your algebraic expression, for example, monomial, you have studied the polynomial in your last year 8th standard. Mono means what? One. Binomial, bi means what? Two. Trinomial or triangle means what? Tri means what? Three. Now here quadrilateral, quad means what? Four. So any four-sided closed geometrical figure. See students, here it is very important that the geometrical figure which have four sides but At the same time, all the four sides should be a closed one. Okay, only then it will form a quadrilateral. Okay, now in this chapter, we are going to study different types of quadrilateral. Okay, different types of quadrilateral. What are their properties? How they are used in solving the problem, that is the application part. Okay, so different types of quadrilateral, and each one we are going to study in detail along with their properties. Okay, now what are the types of quadrilateral? Parallelogram, rectangle, square, rhombus, trapezium. Now these are the 5 types, and these 5 types you are going to study in your academic syllabus. Okay, now apart from this 5, there will be application sums which are based on properties of these types of quadrilateral. Okay, now here I will give a short explanation of all. Now parallelogram. First one is what? Parallelogram. Now in the word itself, parallelogram, the word comes parallel. Yes or no? So a quadrilateral which has opposite sides parallel are called as what? Parallelogram. Okay. Next is a short explanation I am giving over here. Next is what? Rectangle. Rectangle, all of you know. Okay, each angle in a rectangle, it is a 90 degree. Okay, at the same time, pair of opposite angles are congruent. Third one is a square. Square, all of you know that all the 4 sides are equal. All the 4 sides are equal, and each angle is a 90 degree. Now rhombus. Rhombus, it is also a kind of a quadrilateral, or it is same as a square where all the 4 sides are equal, but one different property which distinguish this quadrilateral is that when the diagonal of a rhombus they bisect each other, they form an angle 90 degree. This is very, very important and different property apart from the other type of quadrilaterals. And the 5th one is the trapezium. In trapezium, the only one pair is what? Parallel. Okay. Now just this is just about the quadrilateral and its type. Okay. Now we'll go to the next our slide, that is the actual definition. Now here in this today's lecture, what we are going to study? We are going to study about the first type, that is the parallelogram. Okay. Now as I told you, in the name itself, parallelogram, word comes parallel. So if a quadrilateral having both pair of opposite sides parallel is called a parallelogram. Okay, if both pair of opposite sides are parallel, then it is called a parallelogram. Now here you can see I have drawn 3 diagrams. Now you must be thinking that, teacher, you are explaining about the parallelogram and you have shown the diagram of a square, rectangle, rhombus. Okay, so let us clear that. Now this square, rectangle, rhombus, they are also a parallelogram. Why parallelogram? Now what is the property or the basic concept of a parallelogram? That opposite sides of a quadrilateral is parallel, then it is called a parallelogram. So if I'll take a square, first diagram if I'll say take, that is a quadrilateral ABCD, it is a square. Now here if you can see that side AB is equal to side CD and both the sides they are parallel to each other. Okay, same in the same case side AD it is equal to the side BC and again these two sides are parallel or no. So this particular quadrilateral, that is a square, it can be also called as a parallelogram. Now second is what? Rectangle. Now in the rectangle PQRS, side PQ, it is parallel to side SR or no? Both the sides are parallel. At the same time, both the sides are congruent. That means the distance between PQ and SR are same. Okay. Again, side PS and side QR. Again, these two sides are parallel as well as they are what? Congruent. So again, this satisfies the condition of the parallelogram or no? Okay. Now the third one is what? Rhombus. LMNO. Now here if you see side LM, it is parallel to side NO or ON. Both the sides are parallel, that means opposite sides are parallel. At the same time, these two sides are congruent. Okay. Again, side LO and side MN, these two sides are parallel and they are congruent. So all this square, rectangle, rhombus, they are kind of a parallelogram. Why? Because this satisfies the main property of a parallelogram, that is both pair of opposite sides are parallel. Okay. Now all these are the types of the quadrilateral. Now quadrilateral parallelogram. Now what is that? Now in English you must have studied common noun and proper noun. Yes. Now if I'll say fruit, but in that fruit mango is a common noun, proper noun or no? Yes. So here also same thing. Quadrilateral it is a common noun. Okay. And in that quadrilateral we have different types. So this square, rectangle, parallelogram, rhombus, they are the proper noun. See students, for a little while we have just correlate our maths with English topic. That is the common noun and the proper noun. Okay. So it is not that only maths we are studying. We have to correlate or we have to correlate with the subject or to the things which we are using in our day-to-day life. Okay. Now, after studying the definition of a parallelogram, let us see what are the properties of parallelogram. Now, see students, these properties, don't by heart it, just you have to understand it, because these properties will be used while solving our examples which are given in the textbook. Okay. So let us see what are the properties of a parallelogram. Okay. Now first property. What is the first property? Opposite sides and opposite angles are congruent. Opposite sides and opposite angles are congruent. Okay. Now here I have drawn a parallelogram, a quadrilateral ABCD, which is a parallelogram. Now, as per the first property, now in the first property, opposite sides and opposite angles, that means sides and angles I have written together. Now let us see. First we will see the opposite sides. Now in the parallelogram ABCD, side AB, it is opposite to side CD or no? Yes. So these sides will be congruent. That means if AB is 5 centimeter, then CD will also be 5 centimeter. Okay. Same will go to the other pair, that is the side AD is congruent to side BC. Again, if side AD is 6 centimeter, then BC will also be 6 centimeter. That means what is the first property? That opposite sides of any parallelogram are congruent. Okay. Now, in that only second is what? Opposite angles are congruent. Now, opposite angles. Opposite angle. If I'll say angle B, okay. If I'll say angle B, that is angle ABC. Now, opposite to angle B is angle D or no? Yes. So, angle ABC will be congruent to angle ADC. Here I have written 3-letter name. Okay. But if I'll say angle B, it is opposite to angle D. So these two angles will be what? Congruent. Like if angle B is 70 degree, then angle D will also be 70 degree. Okay. Another angle, that is angle A, it is opposite to angle C, that is angle BAD. It is congruent to angle BCD. Okay. So if angle C is 110, then angle A will also be 110. Okay. So the first property or the first two properties that we have seen, that is opposite sides of a parallelogram are congruent. Opposite sides are what? Always congruent. Why? Because they are parallel. So if they are parallel, then distance between, you know that the distance between the two parallel lines are same. Okay. So since here opposite sides are parallel, so they are congruent. Same second property, that is the opposite angles are also congruent in a parallelogram. Okay. Now we'll go to the next property, that is diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. Now what are diagonals? You know that what are side, what are angle. Now diagonal, they are drawn from the opposite vertices in a quadrilateral. Okay. Now here in the diagram, you can see that a segment which is drawn from vertex A to vertex C. Now A and C, these two are the opposite angles or no? So the segment joining the opposite angles is called a diagonal. So in a parallelogram or in any type of quadrilateral, we have two diagonals. How many diagonals? Two diagonals. So here in the diagram, you can see diagonal AC and diagonal BD. Okay. Now this is about the diagonal. Now come back to our property. Now what the property says, that diagonal of a parallelogram, they bisect each other. Now bisect. Bisect means what? In the previous lesson, we have seen the perpendicular bisector. Bisector means what? It divides into two equal parts. Okay. So here the diagonal AC and BD, they intersect at point O or no? Yes. Point O is the point of intersection of two diagonals. Okay. So as per our property, segment AO or OA will be equal to segment OC. Okay. That is, if OA is equal to 2 centimeter, then OC will also be 2 centimeter. Okay. Same way, segment BO will be equal to segment DO. So here segment BO, suppose it is 3 centimeter, then DO will also be 3 centimeter. Okay. So overall, what we have seen that in a parallelogram, opposite sides are congruent, opposite angles are also congruent, and the third one, that is the diagonal of a parallelogram bisect each other. That means the distance or the distance from the point of intersection of the diagonal to the vertex, it is always equal. Okay. Now this, just I am explaining the properties. It will be more clear when we will solve the examples, because this we are going to use in solving our examples. Okay. So that's why I am explaining this. Okay. Now what are the things that you have to remember before starting our exercise sums? Okay. Now what are the things? First of all, adjacent angles of a parallelogram are supplementary. Okay, this point I want to, I would like to explain. Adjacent angles of a parallelogram are supplementary. Now suppose, just look it in the diagram. This quadrilateral ABCD, it is a parallelogram. Now what is the uh, third property that you have to remember? That is adjacent angles. Now adjacent means what? Now here you have, you know what are the opposite angle. Angle A, it is opposite to C. Angle B, it is opposite to D. Now what are adjacent angle? Adjacent means what? The angle which are beside the other angle. For example, angle B, it is adjacent to angle C. Okay. In Hindi you say na bajwala. Okay. The angle which is at the side of the other angle. That is angle B. It is adjacent to angle C. So the adjacent angles in a parallelogram are supplementary. Supplementary means what? 180 degree. That means addition of two adjacent angle, it will be always 180 degree. That means if angle B equals to 70 degree, then angle C will be 110. Okay. Angle C will be how much? 110. Why? Because angle B plus angle C will be equal to 180 degree. Why? Because they are the adjacent angles of a parallelogram. Okay. Now here if I'll say angle B equals to 70 degree, then angle D is also 70 degree or no? Why? Because they are opposite angles. Okay. Angle C is 110, then angle A, which is opposite, that will also be 110 or no? So if you know one angle in a parallelogram, you can find other three remaining angles. Is it easy or no? Yes. Why? Because you know that in a triangle, to find the measure of angle in a triangle, you should know measure of the two angle. But here in the parallelogram, only in the parallelogram, okay? We are talking today only about the parallelogram. Here in the parallelogram, if you know measure of one angle, remaining all three angles you can find out. Okay? It's so simple. Okay. Now, come back to our last slide. That is the points to remember. First point we have seen just now, that is the adjacent angles of a parallelogram are supplementary. That means addition or the sum of the adjacent angles should be 180 degree. Second property, opposite sides of a parallelogram are what? Always congruent. Okay. third one, opposite angles of a parallelogram are congruent. And the fourth and the last property, that is diagonals of a parallelogram, they bisect each other. Okay, now all this property you have to keep it in mind and you have to use while solving our sums. Okay, so let us start with our example. Okay, now it is given on page number 62 of your textbook, that is the practice set 5.1. I hope now all the properties are clear, because these properties we are going to use while solving the sums. Okay? Okay, let's start. Don't be panic or don't be confused. The exercise, it is very simple. Okay? Now you must be thinking that geometry, because this maths 2 concept, it is for your first time. So don't be panic or confused. Okay, so let us start with the exercise 5.1, question number 1. Okay, now what is, see, to save the time so that I can explain more sums, I have already written the question and the diagram, but I will first read out the question, explain the diagram, and then we will start with the actual sums. Okay, now first question, diagonals of a parallelogram WXYZ, WXYZ, okay, intersect each other at point O. Okay, now in this parallelogram, as I told you, diagonal means what? The line segment drawn from the opposite angle. Okay, that is here in this quadrilateral WXYZ, you can see that WY, okay, and XZ, these two are the diagonals. As I told you that in any type of quadrilateral, there are how many diagonals? Two diagonals. Now these two diagonals, they intersect at point O. Okay, they intersect at point O. This is the first statement. Now, if angle XYZ is equal to 135 degree, if angle XYZ, so XYZ is how much? 135 degree. Okay. Then what is the measure of angle XWZ? XWZ. So here you have to find out the measure of this angle. Okay, measure of this angle. And angle YZW. YZW. Here also you have to find out measure of this angle. Okay. Other part of the question is what? That
hello madam.
Hello.
Visible. Screen is not visible.
Now it is okay?
No, it's not showing.
Now?
Oh no. Your screen sharing options give.
1 minute. Okay, now you can see the slide, ma'am. Hello.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, now it is visible.
No, no,
Now, okay.
no.
Wait, students. Okay, just hold it. Now, ma'am.
No, it's not visible.
So this quadrilateral WXYZ, in this quadrilateral WY and XZ are the diagonal and they intersect at point O. So if this angle, that is the XYZ, it is given as 135 degree, you have to find out angle XWZ and WZY. Okay, this is the one part of the question, and the other part of the question is what? Length of OY. OY, it is given as 5 centimeter. You have to find out the length of WY. Okay. Now, here in this, if you will see the diagram, it is already given that it is a parallelogram. So, we can use the properties. Okay. So, how to start with the solution? Okay. Let us start with the solution part. Now, whenever you write the solution, you have to write what is first given. Okay. So, given part. Now, what is given? First point. Okay. What is the first point? That is quadrilateral WXYZ is a parallelogram. Okay. This part is given to you. Okay. Now, what is the second part given to you? That is angle XYZ is equal to 135 degree. This is the second part. And what is the third part? It is given, that is the length of OY equals to 5 centimeter. Now this particular, it is given to you as per the question. Now next is what? To find. Now here you have to find. Okay. So to find, what you have to find out first thing, that is measure of angle X, W, Z and measure of angle Y, Z, W. This first you have to find out. Second, what you have to find out? Length of W1. Okay. Now these two things you have to find out. Now let us start. Okay. Now in maths 2, in geometry part, drawing of the diagram, it is very, very important. Giving the name, that is the nomenclature, it is also very, very important. Okay. At the same time, when you solve the question, writing the reason, it is very, very important, because when you write the reason, it is understood that you are clear with the concept. Otherwise, if you just write the answers and don't write the reason, so teacher will not understand that from where you got these answers. Okay. So let us start. First part, that is, first we will find out the angle. Okay. So first what you have to write, that quadrilateral WXYZ is a parallelogram. Is a what? Parallelogram. Now here in the bracket given, means it is already given in the question. Okay. So if this is a parallelogram, then therefore angle XYZ will be equal to angle XWZ. XYZ will be equal to XWZ. Why these two are equal? Here reason you can write down: opposite angles are congruent. This property we have studied on. Opposite angles of a parallelogram are congruent. Okay. So next, but we know that angle XYZ is 135 degree. So angle XYZ is equal to what? 135 degree. And you know that XYZ, it is equal to XWZ. So if XYZ is equal to 135, then measure angle XWZ will also be equal to 135 degree. Okay. That is the first, we got the answer. Okay. XWZ. Okay. Now here XYZ is 135. XWZ, it is also 135. Okay. Just now we got it. So this is what? Opposite angles. Okay. One property we have used over here. Now let us find out the second angle. That is measure angle YZW. Now in the diagram you can see this angle Y and angle Z. They are the adjacent angle or no? Okay. They are what? Adjacent angle. Okay. Now adjacent angle, they are in a parallelogram are always what? Supplementary. Means measure of angle Y plus measure of angle Z will be equal to what? 180 degree. Okay. So how to write this? Second part. Angle XYZ plus angle YZW equals to 180 degree. Equal to how much? 180 degree. Why? Here you have to write down the reason. That is adjacent angles are supplementary. Okay. So therefore XYZ is how much? 135 degree plus this you have to find out, that is YZW is equal to 180 degree. Okay, so therefore angle YZW is equal to 180 degree. Now this plus 35 will go this that side. That means it will become minus 135. So therefore angle YZW is equal to 45 degree. Okay, so we got the second angle also. Okay, now here we have used two properties. First one, opposite angles are congruent. So if angle Y is 135, angle W will also be 135. Second property what we have used, adjacent angles are supplementary. Adjacent. So angle Y and angle Z, they are the adjacent angle, and the addition of these two angle is how much? 180 degree. Okay. Now we'll go to the second part that we have to find out. That is length of WY. Now here OY it is given how much? 5 centimeter. Now OY it is given how much? 5 centimeter. And you know that the diagonal of a parallelogram, they bisect each other. That means if OY is 5, then OW will also be 5 or no? Yes, both are what? Equal. Or you can say that WY, it is half of OY. Okay. So how to write this? Third part. OY equals to half of WY. Reason, diagonals bisect each other. Okay, what is the reason? Diagonal bisect each other. Now OY we know that is 5 equal to half WY. Here put therefore sign. Okay, therefore. So this 2 it is divided over here. When it will go to the other side of the equal to sign, it will become multiply. So 5 multiplied by 2 is equal to WY. So 5 2s are how much? 10. So WY equals to 10 centimeter. Is it so simple or no, students? Yes? See, very simple. Only thing is that you have to remember the properties that we have learned. Only 4 simple properties. Adjacent angles of a parallelogram are supplementary. Opposite sides are congruent. Opposite angles are congruent. And diagonal, they bisect each other. Now, in this one sum, we have used 1, 2, 3 properties. Okay. So, using these 3 properties, we have solved this first example. Okay. So, it is very important that you should know the properties. Okay. Now, I hope that first example it is clear. Okay. Now we'll move to the second example. See here, they are all examples. They are different, but the property which you are going to use, they are same. Okay. Now this is a different example. Okay. But the property which we are going to use, it is the same one. Okay. Now let us see. In a parallelogram, that means already the quadrilateral A, B, C, D, it is given as what? Parallelogram. Okay. If angle A equals to 3x plus 12 degree and angle B equals to 2x minus 32 degree. Okay. Then find the value of x. Now here in this parallelogram, you can see that angle A, it is adjacent to angle B. Okay, yes or no? Angle A, it is adjacent to angle B. Now here they have given the measurement, but they have given the algebraic expression. Okay, that is
3x plus 12 degree. It is not that 60 degree, 80 degree, 110 degree. They have included one variable. Okay, which is that variable? Variable x. Okay, so your question is what? Find the value of x. So first of all, we have to find out the value of x. What is the next part of the question? Then find the measures of angle C and angle D. Now, first thing is that you have to find out the value of x. Once you get the value of x, you will able to find out angle C and angle D. Now angle C, it is opposite to angle A or no? Yes. Same way angle D, it is opposite to angle B or no? So once you get the value of A, the same will be the value of angle C or no? Why? Because opposite angles of a parallelogram are congruent. Okay. So first we will solve this expression and find out the value of x. Okay. So first step, what is the first step? You have to write the given part. Okay. And this is very important, and it represents a good presentation of your sum. Any geometry sum, the presentation should be how? First you have to write given, then to find or to prove whatever it is, and then actual solution along with the reason. Okay. So given. Now what is given in the question? That is quadrilateral ABCD is a parallelogram. Okay, this is given to you. Second, what is given? Angle A is equal to 3x plus 12 degree. And angle B equals to 2x minus 32 degree. These two things are given to you. Okay. Now, next step is what? To find. Here, question is what? Find. So we will write to find. What you have to find out? First thing, value of x. Value of x. Okay. And second thing, angle C and angle B. These two things you have to find out. Okay. Now, let us start with the actual solution part. Okay. Now first we will start. Always remember, while starting with the solution, actual solution, you have to start with what is given to you. Okay. So here quadrilateral ABCD is a parallelogram. This is given. So reason given. Okay. Now, if this is a parallelogram, that means angle A and angle B are the adjacent angles or no? Yes. So, therefore, angle A plus angle B equals to 180 degree. This is what? Adjacent angles are supplementary. Okay, this is the reason. Why 180? Because they are supplementary. Okay, now let us substitute. A x plus 12. Okay, plus angle B 2x minus 32 equals to 180 degree. Okay, now as per the BODMAS rule, it is given in the bracket. So first what? You have to open the bracket. So therefore 3x plus 12 plus 2x plus into minus, it will be minus 32 equals to 180 degree. Now 3x plus 2x. They are the like terms. Okay, and we know that if the terms are same or the like, we can add. Okay, so 5x. Now, plus 12 minus 32. Okay, here you can see plus 12 and minus 32. You will get what? Minus 20 equals to 180 degree. So therefore, 5x equal to 180. Now this plus, minus 20 will go that side. It will become plus 20. So therefore, 5x is equal to 200. So therefore, x is equal to 200 upon 5. Now this is actually what we are doing in the algebra part. That is the maths 1 part. Okay, and all of you know how to solve it. So x is equal to 5 ones are 5 fours are 20 and 0 as it is. So x is equal to 40 degree. We got the value of x. Simple substitution and finding the value of x. Okay. Now we'll go to the other part. That is, we have to find out angle C and angle D. Okay. Now how to find angle C and angle D? Okay. This is the first part. Here it is a second part. Now angle A is equal to angle C, which is equal to 3x plus 12. Now here, why I have written angle A is equal to angle C? Because they are the opposite angles of a parallelogram. So here, reason opposite angles are congruent. Okay, so therefore, angle A equals to angle C is equal to 3x plus 12. Substitute the value of x, that is 3 into 40 plus 12. Here it is 120 plus 12, which is equal to 132. So therefore, angle C is equal to 132 degree. Okay, now let us go to the second also. Angle B is equal to angle D equals to 2x minus 32. Here what? Same reason, that is opposite angles are congruent. I have written in short, but students, you have to write in full form. Okay, so substitute 2 into 40 minus 32. How much? 80 minus 32. So therefore, angle D equals to 80 minus 32, how much? 48 degree. Okay, and that's what we have to find out. That is angle C and angle D. Okay. Angle C is how much? 132 degree. Okay. And angle D is how much? 48 degree. Now here the reason for both the things are same. That is opposite angles are subcongruent. Okay. That is if angle A is 3x plus 12. Okay. What is the value of 3 here? That is 32. So if angle A is 32, then angle C will also be 32. Okay. Same way, if angle B is 2
2x minus 32, that we have substituted and we got the value as 48 degree. Okay, so if B is 48, then D will also be 48. Here also same reason, opposite angles are congruent. Okay, so here a simple expression was given. Okay, using that simple expression and using the properties of a parallelogram, we have seen to solve the question. Okay. Now, can we take one more example? I think time is there. Okay.
Okay. Now here also, see all the questions, they are different. The framing of the questions are different. Only properties that we are using here are same. Now the third question. Perimeter of a parallelogram.
Madam, your time is up.
Okay, okay. Just I will explain.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Perimeter of a parallelogram is 150 centimeter. One of its side is greater than the other side. By how much? 25 centimeter. Find the length of all sides. Now in the previous lecture, if you have attained, in